Hi, thanks for joining me. And thanks to my friend and sponsor, Kathleen Wayland of Wayland Financial in LaSalle. Now, it's been about 2 years since the mysterious death of Jelani Day, the 25-year-old Illinois State University grad student whose body was recovered from the Illinois River several days after he had disappeared. And in that time, the 2-year period, the investigation's been kept active by a task force of agencies concerned with this case. Now, the working group was actually set up by Sarah Raymond, who now is the chief of police in Peru. Jelani Day wasn't from this area, but after he went missing in August of 2021, his car was found in Peru near the Illinois Valley Y. His body was found in the Illinois River east of the 251 bridge on September 4th of 2021. The LaSalle County Coroner's Office has said Day died from drowning and that there were no signs of trauma before his death. Day's family has criticized the investigation and the police, including those in Peru, for not working quickly in their mind to have the FBI involved. In the fall of 2021, not long after this happened, Jesse Jackson, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, led a march in Peru. You might remember that. Justice for Jelani is what it was called. The next year, 2022, Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the so-called Jelani Day bill into law here in Illinois, and what that does is it requires Illinois coroners and medical examiners to notify the FBI within 72 hours of human remains turning up that are unidentified. Several months ago, after she had settled into her new role as chief of police in Peru, I sat down with Sarah Raymond in her new office. And we had a wide-ranging talk. It was a great discussion. In fact, it was a long one. It took up 2 installments of Tom's Take. And a big part of that, of course, was the Jelani Day case. Here's part of that interview. Okay. Jelani Day. What can you share with me?
I can share with you that it is still an open and active investigation. That it is a death investigation to this point.
As opposed to?
You could call it a crime, you could call it something else, but we just don't have any factual information to say that it is anything other than a suspicious death at this point. We've put in a lot of man hours to try to find out what happened to him. The hard part with the case is it's spread across the state. It started in Bloomington. He was missing from Bloomington. He's from Danville. He was going to school at ISU. He was only there for a couple of weeks for his speech pathology master's program. I can share that he was missing from Bloomington. Last time anybody saw him was at 9:20 in the morning on that Tuesday. We found his car 2 days later in the ravine area by the YMCA. His car was found in Peru, and his lanyard was found in Peru. Everything else, there's nothing else that was found in Peru.
His body was not found in Peru.
His body was not. His body was located in an unincorporated part of LaSalle County, not in Peru. It'd be just to the south of Peru's jurisdiction, across the shore.
Mm-hmm. What bridge would it have been near? 251, but not incorporated in Peru.
Correct.
So you're dealing with multiple police agencies, and I imagine state police, and are the federal officers declined to participate, didn't they?
So they cannot take part in the investigation as far as talking to people, taking over the investigation, or those types of things, because there's no federal nexus. There's nothing that connects us to be a federal anything. I've asked the FBI to take the case. They've declined because they can't. Federal law prohibits them from doing so. What they can do is they can help with any services we may want. So, and they have.
Well, Chief, so if Jelani Day's body was not found in Peru and it was found in unincorporated LaSalle County, who's in charge of the investigation?
So the problem has always been everybody's wanted somebody to take the case, and it's just not possible when you have that many entities, which is why the task force was created.
And you created the task force?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the task force was created. The LaSalle County Sheriff's Office was called when the body was located. because that's technically their jurisdiction, which is how they entered into the case. His clothing was found in the city of LaSalle. His wallet was found in the city of LaSalle, so that's how they're incorporated in the case. The state police came on board just to assist. So they have assisted. Bloomington Police Department is obviously part of it, and then us. And so creating the task force and having the meetings here,
That sort of presented you as the lead agency in this whole thing, basically. You took the initiative.
Correct, and that's why
so you're getting
people think that we are the lead agency.
Because you took the initiative in creating the task force.
Correct.
But so now you guys are on the hook.
And we're on the hook. Yeah, and we've done a major part of the investigation. Bloomington Police Department's done a major part of the investigation. Everybody else is the auxiliary part. Early on, we had task lists, and everybody was tasked things. We'd have tips come in. Everybody was tasked with that. We just don't have any of that anymore. We've never had anybody come forward and say anything. We've never had anybody with a tip that panned out to be anything. And there's a $10,000 reward from the FBI to call the tip line.
You're in the middle of this week's Tom's Take video, and if you're listening to this on the radio or on the free 1039 WLPO app, I suggest you check it out at the Starved Rock Media YouTube channel. It's up there with all the other Tom's Take video installments. Easy to find. Here's more of my February talk with Peru Police Chief Sarah Raymond.
What else is needed? What do you need right now to break this thing?
You almost need an eyewitness. I don't know how else to break it, or...
does the task force go on indefinitely, or...?
Until there's absolutely no more leads, yeah. We're still waiting on a few things, trying to break into his phone.
That's been a while. What's going on with that?
There's no brute force that supports the operating system on his phone right now, so we can't break into it. When that comes out, when that software comes out, and
so right now,
hook it up and try to go through it.
Explain to me how the task force works. Is it meeting regularly still?
Not as regularly. We still communicate with each other. We met in October. I think is the last time we might have met as one big group. I talk to those investigators all the time. However, anything that comes about, or we've talked after the Monday council meeting. We all talked, to see really, is there anything else? What are we missing? What can we do?
So if somebody's interviewing friends and associates, but that's other police departments. In other words, just chasing it down day to day. Is there any day-to-day work being done anymore on it? I guess I'm saying. You're the task force, but you're leading it. But is Jelani Day's mother right in worrying that this thing is not going to be solved?
I am not real confident in it being solved as far as what happened to him, just in the case that we have now and the facts that we have now. If something else comes out and it breaks, then we are not doing anything. We are always talking about it. We are always looking at it. We are always questioning each other about it. We're always, doing something. Is it daily? No. She's right that I hadn't talked to her since whatever date she said. And that was because my last correspondence with her was, that if anything else, if there's any other questions you have, let me know, or if you have any other information that we come across, or if there's anything you need to know, we'll let you know.
That can't go on indefinitely.
It could. There's cold cases out there from forever, though, so that's not what I want.
It's not an acceptable answer for you.
Correct. Not at all. That's not acceptable. It's not for her either. I want nothing more than to find out what happened to her son. Nothing more. And it's a real fear of mine that I could end my career and never have that answer. But I'm not going to stop trying to find that answer, ever.
Now, Jelani Day's mysterious death is a tragedy, and it's earned the coverage that it's received, but we can't forget other mysteries that have hit our region, too. Like the disappearance of Tammy Zawicki. Okay, she was the student from New Jersey whose car broke down while she was on her way to Grinnell College. Her car broke down near Utica on westbound Interstate 80 in August of 1992. She was found about a week or so later in Missouri along Interstate 44, wrapped up in a duct-taped red blanket, stabbed to death after she had been sexually assaulted. Now, just 3 years ago, police thought that they had found her killer, but that wasn't the case. Other disappearances happen all the time, too, for various circumstances. We can't forget them. We can't. I feel comfortable that the police aren't forgetting them. In fact, they're working hard to solve them. Thanks again to Kathleen Whalen of Whalen Financial for supporting this multimedia project. Let me know if you'd like me to consider a subject, a person, an event that's going on. Something you might want to see featured on Tom's Take. Just give me a call at the radio station. Business line is 815-223-3100. I'll talk to you in the morning.